Today we're going to show you how you can make a square bubble at home, hovercraft at home,
Scary slime.
rainbow in a tube, lava art, homemade lava lamp, how to measure your lung capacity, how water can defy gravity, orange candle, magic match trick. Square bubble at home. It's a really simple experiment. All you're going to need for this one is some washing up liquid, some glycerin, scissors, 12 straws, 6 pipe cleaners and a large bucket of water. Make sure that there's an adult present. The first step is to add some washing up liquid to your water. This is normally how you'd make a bubble mixture, but the secret ingredient in this case is to add some of the glycerin. This will help your bubbles to last longer. Give the mixture a bit of a stir with your hands, gently. Then take your pipe cleaners and cut them down the middle very carefully. Then take your straws and cut them halfway down as well. The straws need to be long enough to fit onto the pipe cleaners with a bit of space at each end. Take 3 of the pipe cleaners and twist the ends together into a pyramid shape. You'll need to make 4 of these pyramids. The next step is to take your straws and thread them around each of the pipe cleaners. This is so that when you come to making a bubble cube, the edges of the bubble have a smooth surface to cling to. When all of the straws are on the pipe cleaners, you can start to make your cube shape. Very carefully twist the ends of the pipe cleaners around each of the corners, and very soon you'll have your very own cube. It won't look perfect, but that's not too important. Very carefully dip the cube into the bubble mixture. You'll see that it's created flat surfaces, but if you shake the cube, the surfaces mix together and create crazy shapes. I bet you never thought you'd be able to make a bubble that shape. The next step is to take a straw and blow some of the bubble mixture into the centre. And there you can see a cube in the middle. If you blow more inside, the cube will get bigger. You could always suck some more air out to make the cube smaller. Have fun playing with your bubble cubes, trying all different kinds of shapes and sizes. Why not show your friends how to make their own bubble cube, and you can see who can make the best. Make your very own hovercraft at home. It's a really simple experiment. All you're going to need for this one is a sports bottle lid, a balloon, a CD and some glue. What you need to do first of all is take the sports bottle lid, put some glue around the outside edge, and stick it very firmly onto the centre of the CD, completely covering the hole in the middle. Make sure you give it long enough for the glue to completely dry. Then blow up your balloon and hold on to the neck. Twist it round a few times so that you can hold it more easily. Then take the neck of the balloon and stretch it over the sports cap. You'll have to be quite careful with this, as it is a bit tricky. Once you've done that, you're ready to go. Simply place your hovercraft onto a flat surface, pull the bottle cap into the open position, and watch it go. Wow, look at it go! This works because as the balloon deflates, it pushes air underneath the CD, creating a cushion of high pressure air that lifts the hovercraft. And there we go, that's how you make it.
Scary slime.
Isn't that cool?
For this experiment you're going to need 2 bowls, 1 teaspoon of borax, half a cup of PVA glue, a spoon, half a cup of water, another cup of water, green food dye and a Ziploc bag. What you need to do first is mix your teaspoon of borax with 1 cup of water. Use the spoon to stir the mixture until all of the borax is completely dissolved into the water. Keep on stirring. Then you need to get half a cup of water into your bowl. Add the green food dye. Get it right in there, enough to make it a really cool colour. And then add the PVA glue. Stir the glue into the water and the food dye mixture until it starts to swirl and you get a thick, gooey paste. You'll see that the colour is completely mixed in with all of the glue and the water. Then you take your borax mixture and mix it into the glue mixture. You'll see that it very quickly starts to thicken. Use the spoon to continue stirring the mixture until it gets thick enough to use your hands. Then use your hands to pull all the separate strands of goo out and separate it from the water using your second bowl. At this point, it should be really slimy and gooey. Disgusting! Make sure you get as much of the mixture separated from the water as possible. Did you know the PVA glue in the scary slime is called a polymer? When a polymer mixes with the sodium borate, or borax, they combine to produce one giant new molecule. This new compound is able to absorb huge amounts of water, which creates the slime. The first kind of slime was invented by accident in the year 1043 by James White, while searching for an alternative way to make rubber. Isn't that crazy? Take your Ziploc bag and very carefully pour what's left of the slime into the bag. Seal up the top of the bag. This will stop from making a mess. And then you can see your scary slime mixture. Rainbow in a tube. This is a really great experiment. Now all you're going to need are 4 glasses, a mini test tube, a syringe, some food dye in 4 different colours, sugar, and 60 millilitres of water per cup. What you need to do is place your 4 glasses in a row and add sugar to each of them. In the first glass, add 1 tablespoon. In the second glass, add 2 tablespoons. In the third glass, add 3 tablespoons, and in the fourth glass, add 4 tablespoons. Make sure you get the measurements right, because this will become important later on. Once you've measured the sugar into each of the bowls, add 60 millilitres of water to each glass. This will dissolve the sugar and create a sugar-water solution. You'll need to stir the water to make sure that the sugar is fully dissolved into the water. This might take some time, so be patient. If you find that you have problems dissolving the sugar into the water, why not try using warm water, or just microwaving it for a few seconds. Then into glass number 1, add some red food dye. Into glass number 2, add yellow food dye. In glass number 3, use green food dye. And in glass number 4, use blue food dye. Next, take your mini test tube, and from glass number 4, use the syringe to fill the bottom of the test tube with blue sugar solution. You might need to do this 3 or 4 times. Then wash out your syringe with clean water, and from glass number 3, take some green sugar solution and add that very slowly and carefully into the test tube. you'll see that the sugar solution sits on top of the blue sugar solution. This is because it has a different density to the blue sugar solution. The blue solution, with more sugar in it, is thicker than the green. The green is thicker than the yellow, and the yellow is thicker than the red. This means that they sit on top of each other. In science, when a solution is thicker than another, we say that it has more density. Density has nothing to do with weight or size, but simply how many atoms there are inside something. For another example of density, you can look at our lava lamp video. If you hold a light up to the rainbow glass, you'll see all the different colours shining through. This is a really great, really simple and really fun experiment. Lava art. What you're going to need for this experiment is half a cup of water, quarter of a cup of oil, 1/4 of a cup of salt, some food dye and a glass. Firstly, take the water and pour it into the glass. Then add a few drops of food dye. You can choose any colour that you like, but we've chosen red for this example, and stir it into the water. Then, very carefully, pour your oil into the water. You'll see that it floats to the surface. The oil floats on top of the water because it is lighter than the water. Then take some salt and pour it through the oil and into the water. You'll see that it sinks through and lands quite heavily into the water. Since the salt is heavier than the oil, it sinks straight down into the bottom of the glass, but it also takes some of the oil and some air with it. This creates bubbles inside the salt, and as the air starts to rise back through the salt, it picks up the oil with it and goes straight through the water and back to the oil. This creates a lava effect. You can use as many different colours in your lava to create cool lava art as you like. We've chosen red so that it contrasts with the yellow oil. If you want, you can try adding extra colours into the mixture. For this example, we're using drops of blue food dye. You'll see that it sinks straight through the oil and into the water. As it drops through the oil, it gets coated and turns into small bubbles of blue food dye. How crazy is that? Now it's time to get creative. How many different kinds of food dye can you use in your experiment? Remember, there are loads of colours to try. Now it's time to add some more salt into the glass. What do you think's going to happen? You'll see that as you pour the salt and it hits the bottom of the glass, it disturbs the bubbles of blue food dye. These then mix with the salt and the oil and rises back up to the surface. And as it goes, they burst and disperse blue food dye into the red water. You can keep doing this with as many different colours and as many different layers of salt as you like. Why don't you send us some pictures or even videos of your own crazy lava art? Look at that, isn't that cool? Isn't it amazing how different liquids mix differently and how much fun you can have experimenting with them? There's loads of different options you can try. In fact, why not try a different liquid instead of water? And there you go, that's how you make your very own lava art at home.